Okay, environment map, part 2. Let's look at a custom environment map generated by the system over here. Let's actually get rid of this background for a moment. And let's actually optimize this a little bit. So, so we are generating this image, which is functioning as our environment map. So I guess right off the bat, I want to point out that this is locked right now. So that important point of, I mean, really what I could just output this as an image and then bring that in as the movie file in top up there. That would work. This lock is just to make sure that this image does not change at all, because that will just bring everything crashing to a halt. Whenever that environment map changes, it really freezes things up. So that's why this lock button is engaged right now. So yeah, as far as all this stuff goes, that's exactly the same. Like nothing really to focus on there. Generating this though is a cool little system involving a skybox, sky sphere, and then using a render top, not as a 2D image, but to generate a cube map. And then once we do that, we can use this new little trick, which is a projection top, which expects a cube map input, and it outputs what we need for the environment map, which is an equirectangular format image. So with these kind of like skybox plus these two things, so that's how we're generating this. So let's take a little look actually at the geometry viewer so we can see. Okay, here we are inside. So we're inside the, okay, here's the camera that's actually grabbing the texture inside the skybox. So by being inside of that, and we got cam 2, so this is the camera that was like inside that. And this other, okay, right, so this other sphere is the sphere over here that we're actually seeing right there. The render is not rendering that though, it's only rendering Geo2. Okay, great. So it's, because I've got this kind of set as cube map, the render is basically rendering this, this entire environment that the camera is inside and converting it with this right here. So, you know, pretty easy actually, with just like little tricks that you need to be aware of to do that. You know, again, if we middle click here, format 32-bit float RGBA, very important. So this image ends up being right there. And then also, just one thing to point out, so I rendered this at 1024, and then the projection top automatically kind of doubles that. So you have to play around with this. If you have the free version, 'cause obviously you'll be restricted to 1280. For an environment map, it really wants images that are sized in powers of 2. So thus kind of 1024, 2048, 4096, or on the smaller end, the 512, 256. So you can play around with this, but if your environment map image ends up being something like 1280 by 1280 because of the free restriction, you might want to you know, put a little fit in there somewhere and then resize that to 1024. So heads up about that. But really that's about it. I mean, this, you know, to actually create the skybox texture, it's nothing really new. Just kind of like noise is going in, applied to a Phong as a color map, and that's it. So that's a little extra stuff that you can play with.